I'm Anissa T2. I'm a freshman at Otterbein, and this is my story. So I grew up in a family that wasn't really strong with Christ. And probably about the extent of our relationship with Christ was like if someone died, we would just be like, oh, well, they're in a better place. And, you know, I didn't really know about God a lot. Like, I knew of him, but like the most I knew was like what I learned at like Bible studies, like just going up until I was probably about 6 years old, and then we just stopped. And I grew up not really having a strong relationship with Christ. I guess I just lost faith probably about my junior year, and you know, I was just going through so much, and like I was in a relationship and it was just really bad, and like I was cheated on, and I just kind of thought to myself, like, you know, if there's a God, then how could I be going through so much pain right now? And about the end of that relationship, my parents split up, and it was just a really difficult time for my family. That sealed the deal, I thought. You know, how could a God that is supposed to be all about love tear my foundation of love away? And I was just devastated by the fact that I didn't have a close relationship with my family anymore. Like, I didn't really have any more love left in my life. Basically, I just consider myself agnostic, I guess. Just, you know, I thought the world was too beautiful for someone not to create it. The person that my sister talked about all the time, I just thought didn't exist. I was just completely confused with the fact that, like, someone who she loves is, like, doing this to her, and she continues to love him. It seriously, like, disgusted me that, like, someone who is supposed to be completely loving breaks you down like that. I was just confused, and I couldn't trust anyone. I had no faith in anything, and that was probably the lowest I've ever been in my life. So I came to Otterbein, not really looking for faith in Christ. You know, I just wanted to find some friends and find my niche. I met some friends, and, you know, a few nights into, like, our friendship, like, they just talked about OCF, and one of the girls was like, oh yeah, I really want to go, and the other girl's like, sure, I'll check it out, and I'm just like, well, it's not really my thing. But I decided to go because I was afraid and of just, like, not having any friends, so I decided to go, and something changed in me that night. I don't know what it was. It just made me want, you know, that love that I lost with my family. I wanted someone who would always be there for me. I seriously just started to change inside, and I don't know what happened. Like, I can't explain it, but I really wanted a relationship with Christ. I really began to find love at Otterbein, and there's a thing called Fall Retreat coming up. My first thought of going was just, you know, there's a costume party, and I get to dance and have fun, and, you know, like, maybe, you know, something will happen, and, like, you know, I'll really grow with Christ, but, you know, I was just really looking forward to having fun with my friends. And that first night, like, I just remember the speaker saying, like, the God of the universe. I never really thought about it that way, I guess. I just thought the God of the world, you know. I never really thought the God of the entire universe, you know, and it just really started to sink into me that, you know, the God of the universe, you know, he could do whatever he wants, but he still decides to love all of us. And so we had quiet time afterwards, and, you know, that really started to hit me, and I stood up to sing the worship songs, and instead of words, tears came rolling out, and I just gave up control of everything that had been hurting me, and every burden that I'd ever felt with, you know, my past relationship, and, you know, like, the relationship with my parents and my sister. just all that hurt that I'd been feeling was completely washed away by something greater than myself and someone that would never let me down. After that, I just remember raising up my hands in worship, and I never felt that way. It was completely like my heart was all for God. I had nothing left, like, of myself. Like, God completely cleansed me and changed me anew, and it was simply amazing. I can't describe that feeling any better than just I was completely changed for the better. I was able to forgive my mom. You know, I just thought I need to love like Christ and forgive like Christ, and just knowing that, you know, I had that family like unit again, even though we're not all together, because of God. It really helped me to get through the divorce. I've just been like learning so much about him, and the more I learn, the more I fall in love with him. If you haven't, you know, given up your life to Christ, or if you're just afraid or even like confused or just questioning, I challenge you to just reach out to the people at OCF, and even if it's not at OCF, like at a church or just someone you feel comfortable with who's a believer, you know, I completely challenge you to just continue with those questions. He will never let you down, and every struggle that you've been facing may seem like it's breaking you down, but really he just wants to make you stronger. And that's awesome. I'm Anissa T2, and that was my testimony.